what's really amazing is that it's really based on a true story.
It's unbelievable. It'll never happen again.
Yeah.
They've actually there's an Eddie the Eagle rule
Eddie
in
the
the
Eagle
Olympics
rule?
now, where this could never happen again. But that was just a wacky time, and that story. I don't think I knew of it at the time. I didn't know half of it, until I read the script.
So tell us about this wild guy Eddie that you play, Taron.
Yeah, so I play Eddie, and Eddie was a young man from Cheltenham, England, who, from a very, very young age, was totally enamoured with the Olympics, dreamt of being an Olympian. The one unfortunate thing is that he wasn't really a naturally terribly gifted sportsman, In actuality, he actually became a very good downhill skier. It's worth mentioning that, to be fair to the real Eddie. But he ends up taking up ski jumping because there is no British team, and he realises that if he's the only ski jumper, then he is the best ski jumper. And through that, finds himself at the 1988 Winter Olympics competing.
Yeah.
Was he slightly mad? I mean,
Anyone who does
in a
that
brilliant
sport.
way, yeah. But he was anyone who does it.
Well, most people who do that sport start when they're 5 and they start on a small. So they build up so it becomes natural. Trust me, if getting up there as a 47-year-old man, it is just ridiculous. He only jumped like a year or two before those Olympics. As an adult, to sit up, you've got to be crazy. It is. I mean, people die at that sport every year. It is really, really dangerous and also beautiful to watch. But yeah, he's got to be a little bit, man.
So this guy was fearless then, really?
Yeah, totally. The amount of occasions where he broke bones and messed himself up, I think, were too many to mention. He just loves it. He's one of those people. I'm actually absolutely not, but one of those people who just is a thrill seeker and loves the extremes of life, I think.
Did you guys meet the real person?
Yeah, absolutely. I've met him. I've spent quite a lot of time with him. Spent a few hours with him before we started. Over a cup of tea and some biscuits, about as British as it gets. And he came out to set to see us, which was lovely. He came out for a few days. And then also he and I watched the movie for the first time together. Sat next to one another, which was scary. But great. Thankfully, he loved it.
What did he say?
He cried. In a good way.
Now you're playing a compound character, right?
Right. Yeah, no, there was... In truth, Eddie pretty much did it on his own the whole way. But, obviously in a movie, you need to have someone to play off. So we invented this character, Bronson Peary, he's very, very, very reluctant coach. But I think it's one of the nice parts of the story, as well as watching this journey of these two characters who bring out the best in each other. And they've got, in a way, something in common, and they've both been sort of discarded and left out in the cold, sort of thing.
Well, he's a real... Did you have fun playing him? He's a real fun character.
I loved it. I watched this movie Beware Ginger Baker about the drummer, Ginger Baker, who was that was my inspiration for this part. It's so much fun. All this Mr. Nice Guy stuff. It's so nice to play someone who really is not nice at all.
You do it so well as well.
Yeah, which bit? The nice bit?
You do both
the nice
well.
acting?
You're very, very, very versatile.
Do you guys ski?
I love skiing.
You're great.
Yeah, I love it. But I picked up when I was 18, so never going to be great, but
I
learn for this.
I learned for the movie. I mean, I'm okay. I was getting there. I'm naturally, my instinct for self-preservation is probably too great, I think. But Hugh's awesome. So there's a scene in the movie where we get to see Hugh do his thing or do what he wants. Do a bit of ski jumping, and you see Hugh get to do a bit of skiing in that shot, and it's quite amazing, his accuracy, how he lands. I'm looking at him kind of aghast, and it's a real look of shock. Very good.
So did you do any of your own jumping?
Ski jumping? No, obviously not. You'd have to be crazy, right?
Yeah.
And,
even if you wanted to, they wouldn't have allowed it.
No, and also you have to do it from, I think, it's what did we say in the movie? 5, 6? And they do it every day, all year round. All year round, they have a system for doing it even when there's no snow, right? I think. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a really specialist thing. I can't claim that one.
So, how did you prepare? I mean, how did you
for the role?
For the role?
I mean, It was weird. He was such a characterful looking guy. Lots of it was about. He was such a characterful looking guy, I should say. He looks very different now. It was about trying to get his underbite right, and meeting him was great because you kind of get a sense of his passion, his complete love for the sport, and that's the kind of key to the character, really. His complete determination and passion, his kind of next level enthusiasm.
So how did this project come to be? How did you come to star with each other?
Matthew Vaughan found the script. Had it for I think for 10 years or around.
Had he had it that long?
Well, he said he first saw it 10 years ago.
It's been around for about 15 years.
And
I
he
believe.
really wanted to make it, and he loved the story. And then I think he went to Dexter Fletcher, and he always wanted Taron. He came to me, and bang, we were in Germany shooting. It sort of came together quickly because Matthew is a great producer who is really quite independent in the business, you know.
So what was shooting in Germany like in the real place?
It was beautiful. It was so beautiful, particularly early on when the snow was plentiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just an incredible place. We were both lucky enough to bring our families out to join us.
Yeah.
Well, when I say my family, I don't have any kids, obviously, but I mean, my parents and my sisters, and it was a magical place to bring them.
Yeah.
Beautiful, lovely people, really lovely people, and great scenery.
Last time we saw you in Kingsman.
That's right.
You had a different type of body. What did you do for this one?
Well, what I did was I stayed very still and ate loads of bread. Hugh did the same.
Dedicated.
Really dedicated. It's really dead. You have to have dedication to eat that many pastries. Actually, it's difficult to eat that many pastries in one day. It was easy. It was easy. It was great. I am someone who likes to enjoy. He likes to enjoy his food. And Dexter said to me very early on, I don't, because Dexter was, unsure about me at first. I think it took some convincing. I had to go and do a test with you, and I think it's because in his mind he had Kingsman, which is not the right look for this part, but with a bit of help from lots of ice cream and some facial contortions, we got there. But yeah, it was great for me. I'm now back to the other thing, preparing for Kingsman 2, which is less fun.
So Hugh, what did you think of this gentleman here during the first read?
Well, the first time I saw on set, I actually went into the makeup department. There was a photo of the real Eddie and a photo of Taron, and I had to stare at it for about 30 seconds to work out which was which. And I was so amazed, because obviously I knew Taron at this point, but I already could see the physical transformation was there. On set, I was so impressed with Taron. I think it took me 10 years, maybe, of acting on film to feel as comfortable as Taron looks. And to go from Kingsman to a role like this, I can't think of another actor at all, anywhere in the world, who could do it. I mean, it's such a massive range, and it only speaks to how good he is. And we had a blast, so yeah, that's the truth. I was really impressed.